Hello, everybody. I am so sorry for the 2 postponements of the showtime, but I decided this week that I would do a retrospective of what we've been doing in 2022, because you do know that this year is this February will be our 5th year. So I thought, let's look back at this year and see what we've been doing. So I thought, I counted up 36 projects. That's 3 new things a month. Is that crazy? Does anyone here weave? Oh, Polly, I have a small loom and I wanted to learn too. We can learn together. Yeah, I have a loom that's it was actually a child's loom from 1970, and I thought I would start. But now, if you're talking a big loom, the thing about weaving is it takes hours and hours to set up the warp. And the warp are the long threads that are stationary for the most part. They go, from one end of the loom to the other. And then the weft is what you weave side to side. And so I told you I lived in a Amish community, or right beside an Amish community. And I would go and buy my kitchen rugs, the rag rugs from the Amish weaver, because they lasted forever. And so he took me to show me his loom and talk to me a little bit about it. And then I had somebody else who knew about weaving, and I listened to what they said. And it's one of these things that I thought, oh, I would love to know how to do, which is why I have said I would need 6 lifetimes to do all the things that I want to try to do. But anyway, Polly, I think that is wonderful. And if you can look on eBay, stuff like that, look for a used child's loom, one of the older ones, because they made them really good back then. But start with something smaller. You can do things like make a rectangular frame and put nails in every ½ inch or so. And then that way you take a nice strong twine or something, depending on what you're trying to weave, and you can run up and down the nails and then do different kinds of fibers and threads to do your weft side to side. And I thought I would love to do a art weaving. So you really get some. Oh, Cheryl did weaving in college. We have somebody. See, this group is incredible. You are something else. All right. So I know the room looks messy, but I spent hours in here yesterday cleaning. I had a huge pile of fabric, and it was on the counter. That's all put away. I got so much cleaned. I was just inspired. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm a person that once I get going, I can really do a lot. But it's getting me going that's tricky. But anyway, it's so good to see you all. I'm so glad we're here. I'm not sure I have all 36 of the projects we worked on this year, but I tried to find as many as I could. I mean, I was ripping and tearing through piles of stuff looking for the project. First, you have a frame loom? Yes. I love mine. You know what, Polly, would it help if I brought it out like in a couple weeks and kind of set it up and see what we can do? And if that might help, then, let's try it. But now if you're thinking of a great big loom, that would be awesome. Good luck. I know nothing. But I only have this child's loom. And it's one of those things that's in a cabinet where I think, oh, one one of these days. In fact, I've promised to show y'all how to do basket weaving. I haven't even done that yet. I think I'm already sensing a theme for this year. Revive lost hobbies. So, and try a couple new ones. So I think that's going to be great. And, over the holidays, I thought, I want to buy a big hunk of porcelain clay and make some tiles. The only problem is, where do you get them fired? That needs to be discovered. And how much does it cost to have them fired? Anyway, we'll see. Okay. Is my voice scratchy sounding? Let's see if Mark's checking it out for me. The Sawtooth Center, I was thinking about that. Oh, okay. I don't want anything to be scratchy sounding because I've got a new mic. Actually, this is the story of the camera holder. I was going to get a new camera arm because remember last year, every time I tried to tilt the camera down to show you sewing and things, it would go whoop right down. So we got a new camera stand. I tried that on Thursday night with no success. And because the arm was so stiff, it wasn't meant for what I do, which is grab, yank, and move. So we went back to the old camera arm and put the final joint from the new arm. And it works, the combination. Mark is so good. I should call him a cobbler because he cobbles stuff together better than anybody. And he kept saying, Deb, I'm not sure this is going to work. Or, well, I don't think these things are designed to do what you want them to do. And I'm like, we're improvising because I want him to do this. And, he knows me. Oh, gosh, if she really wants to do this, she's going to do it. So, anyway, but I'll show you. I've got a little bit of new lighting. And we put the camera arm in a better location to reach the work area. So I'm very excited. I think it's also going to help it focus on the sewing machine. But I got to tell you this. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad the voice is okay. I got to tell you this. Deb, my life is about taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back every time. So I've got Myrtle Beach Quilt Party coming up in a week. So excited. And I'm going to get away for a couple extra days and just walk on the beach and try to rest up. It's been a busy year. So I was upstairs trying to finish our latest, where is it? Our latest landscape. Trying to finish it, and I broke a needle. That's not a good thing. Most of the time when you break a needle, oops, you broke a needle, put a new needle in. This time, I messed up the timing. And I tried to figure out, oh yes, we're going to do enough. I'm taking you with me. I'm going to ask the teacher if I can film part of the classes. I'm going to film part of the gatherings in the evening, and the show and tell I'm going to film like I always do. And next Sunday's show, I bumped back the time to 7 p.m. because I'm going to do next Sunday's show from Myrtle Beach, from my hotel room. I'm so excited. And so I said, I love taking y'all with me. So, okay. So I was working on this, and it was acting up, and the whole bobbin case would come up, and the bobbin would come up. I finally realized I messed up the timing when I broke the needle. I called my amazing repairman from Lexington, North Carolina. He said, believe it or not, January is his busiest month. So I'm going to try this week to take it to him, but I'm going to have to take this machine down here. And this is why, if you are serious about sewing, and if you, like me, travel, are lucky enough to travel to a retreat or show, you better have two good machines. So I'm sad because I wanted to take my new one, which has a few little, bells and whistles that this one doesn't have. But you know what? This Juki has been my go-to for 5 years. She's traveling with me. But anyway, I just wanted to show you what else I got done on our landscape. And Mark is crazy about this one. He loves it. He loves it. Now, I'd like to fill it in just a touch more. And he said, is it possible to put a little pier going out? Ooh, that's a good idea. This is where, even though he's honest and tells me critically if he doesn't like something, he also has a good eye and good ideas. So I'm thinking of adding a very muted pier. This was so easy to make. This cost me nothing. I got a piece of white fabric. I already had the Jacquard Dynaflow little paint exciter paints, which run about $16 on Amazon. And so I did the painting. I showed you that Thursday night. And then I just went through my thread stash. And I got a great thread stash because people love giving away or throwing away thread. I'll take it. And I had a wonderful woolly nylon that made this so easy. So we've decided that I'm going to do a very gentle quilting, just very gentle side to side. And I'm not going to quilt over any of the seagrasses. And then I'm going to put a backing. The backing is going to be knife-edged backing, so nothing shows from the front. It's just very simple. Can you believe Deb is going simple? So anyway, but I'll show it to you again Thursday. We're having our regular Thursday landscape class. And while we're talking about this, I wanted to show you something because I talked about doing a mountain lake quilt. That's been like my favorite. So I'm thinking about doing a brand new one. I'm thinking about doing a part of a beach quilt. And then I'm thinking, let's do another underwater quilt. So when I was looking for all of this week's projects, I said, pull out that quilt. And Miss Jody had mentioned it recently. She makes me feel so good. But ready for this? This was my undersea project that we did 2 or 3 years ago. And I want to do another one. And the thing I love most about this, do you see my whale? I love that whale eye. And you know what? I need to finish this and consider entering it into a show. It won't win anything, but I just want to share it with people because I love it so much. So I hope that you will then think, hey, maybe I'll join the Thursday night art quilt and work on a few of these things with Deb. So, Melissa Lamb, hi, sweetheart. Nice to see you. Let's see all who is here. And thank you so much for being willing to come at a later time. And I've got some new pictures to show you for show and tell. Oh, I'm seeing some good names. Sonia, hi, sweetheart. And I'm so glad I sent a little present to Sonia about her dear daughter, Vanessa. So glad she got that. And Jody's here. Marsha, you are my sweetheart girl. So, and let's see. Then Debbie's here. Hi, Debbie. So glad she's on the East Coast now. One day I'm going to go see her, and we're going to take movies of it, and show y'all. Let's see. Alberta, that's the name I thought I saw. Alberta from Alabama. Oh, so I'm well, completely well now. The dogs are completely well now. What a mess. Between the bat and getting sick, and I mean, does life get crazier? All right. Let's see. Jody, Cheryl Hogan. We love our Cheryl Hogan. Got to see my Debbie Dingle about almost a week ago. Loved listening to her. And shirting fabric. Oh, that's the thing I meant. This Thursday night, I'm going to show you samples of shirting fabric. This is a modern shirting fabric, but mostly if you want to know what kind of shirting fabric Jody's looking for, and I am going to send Jody's shirting fabric out this week. Now that I finally put all my fabric away, I can see what I have. But she's looking for like 3-inch squares, and that way then she can make them the exact size she needs. And you can put them in a regular envelope with a regular stamp. Boom. So if you need her address, come see me, and you can send me an email at OurTimeToQuilt@twc.com. I'm not going to put her address out here, but if you come see me, and I'll know who you are, and all that's good. But a shirting fabric, if you want to look up good examples of shirting fabric, Civil War era, the 1800s were the height of shirting fabric. Shirting fabrics made up women's day dresses. A lot of times are called calico. The fabrics they use, it's different from what we're used to in calico. Shirting fabrics are very different. Usually they have some kind of stripe in them, a very repeated routine, but mostly white. Men wore them for their shirts, women used them for their daytime dresses, and usually they're a muted white, off-white, cream, beige, muted. And so I will make sure Thursday night to have some good examples, because I went through a stage where I loved Civil War fabrics and collected some shirting. So, okay, so that's about the shirting fabrics. In fact, if you want to wait, everyone, show and tell, I have a picture of Jody's quilt project. To date, I can show you exactly what she's using as shirting fabric. So good job. I just saw Jody's notice. Thank you, Miss Jody. Kathy Klein is here. Happy 2023, everyone. I hope you haven't gotten to your stairs are a pain, Marcia. Let me see. Oh, your master bedroom is on the first floor. Your sewing room's upstairs. I'm kind of opposite. I have all my living area on the floor, and the basement is my studio. But Mark and I have said, next house, one level. No more carrying stuff up and down. It's too much. Oh, you poor thing, Marcia. That is tough. I hope Marcia had her Pepsi the other day. She's so cute. Marcia sends me the sweetest emails, and they always make me smile. Speaking of emails, some of you have sent very sweet emails to me. And let me tell you, that keeps me going. It just is good for my heart. Thank you for caring and taking the time to reach out. I'm so lucky. Look, don't touch the microphone. I'm so lucky. Thank you very much. All right. Now let's see. Mary's here. Is Alberta well yet? So, you made the hearts with your second graders when you taught school. Oh, wow. I've got so many things to show you today. I can't wait. And Dolores is here. Yes. Hello. She's worn out working on challenges from Project Quilting and a 30-day decluttering challenge. Oh, and packing up your parents for a move. Dolores, oh my goodness. Oh, you sweetheart. So, and then Polly is here. Diana B. Diana, when I was thinking about my blessings from 2022, you are a major blessing for us. Diana, in fact, maybe it's a good time to show that. Diana designed and gave us this gift of this pattern. Anybody who would like to have the pattern for this quilt, just let me know. I finally finished it, got the binding all done. But is this a work of art? It is beautiful, and I have the free patterns, and I would love to send them to you. So I put my email address on here, and please feel free to send me an email and say, I would love the snow globe pattern, and I will send this to you. But our Diana B., talented as she is, designed these snow globes, and this was my favorite project of the whole year. So how wonderful is that? Thank you, Miss Diana. Thank you, thank you. This is working out pretty good because I have this whole stack of things, but as I talk about them, we'll mention it. All right, let's see who else. Crafty Pat. That's our Pat Fry. She used to be in South Carolina. Now she's in Virginia. And I still want to go see her. Let's see. Oh, yes. I found that sheep landscape. Yeah, y'all been around me for quite a bit. Oh, about a 16-inch frame. A 16-inch loom. Yes, you can definitely find those. Oh, I love that, Mary. Her husband Mark built their front deck and put a hinge on a panel so we can use our front porch as a loading dock for putting groceries right on the floor of the deck without going up the steps. That's brilliant. I love that. We actually have space. If we wanted to do a dumbwaiter, we could. I'm so tempted. Wouldn't that be easier? Just bring them in, put them in the dumbwaiter, pull it up to the next floor. We'll see. But anyway, that is wonderful. Mary doesn't like the new mic. I might have to go back to the old one. Don't worry. I still have the old one. But I will definitely check. Okay. Let's see. And part of the problem is I move around a lot. I don't sit still. And I tend to play with stuff. I'm kind of ADD, so it's hard for me to sit still. Anyway, all right. Now, I want to make sure I get everybody. Melissa Lamb, I am so tickled to see you here. I think, Carol is here. I did find, I'm pretty sure I found your quilt pictures. But you know what, if you want to do, if you want to send them to me while I'm doing the show, then when I show our show and tell, if they're not there, I can go look for them in my email. So I can definitely do that. Yeah, if you come up my sidewalk, you're on the first level, but it's a pretty, there's a few steps, ascending sidewalk, and then a few steps to the porch. So it's like, All right. Crafty Pat sewed her first stitches. Yay. This week, I've got to get your bridge pattern done, and I've got to send out Miss Jody's shirtings. I will do that. So let me write this down just to make sure, because I am forgetful. So Pat's bridge and Jody's shirtings. Okay. Now it's on paper. And usually, once it's on paper, I'm pretty good. All right, let's see. We do love Carol's YouTube channel. That's another thing to tell you is we have a few people on here that have their own channel, and Carol is one of them. Very talented. I mean, a true artist. Very talented. Dolores. Oh my gosh, she's another true bona fide artist, and they sell their works. So that's wonderful. All right. Okay. All right. Did I get everything? Oh, thank you, Pat. But you've been waiting a long time for that bridge. All right. So I've got all kinds of things to show you, like the pattern that I'm gonna be using to make the quilt at Myrtle Beach Quilt Party. One day I'm gonna get Polly to go with me. We'll see. I know that she doesn't like to leave home, especially at night. So we'll see. But she's a cool lady. I'd love for you to meet her. All right, I have something to share. I didn't realize that there's a thing called an antique pattern library that has amazing resources for free. And people, let me type this in. Okay. Okay. Whoops. Hold. www.antiquepatternlibrary.org. All right, then /HTML/warm/main.htm. All right, this should work, but just remember Antique Pattern Library. It has quilt patterns. It has crochet, knitting. It has lace making, tatting, and tons of hand embroidery. Just about anything you could want. And it's so sweet to just go through and look at these pieces of our history. So, the last word was, yes, because I met Pat Fry when she was in South Carolina, and I met her one time. I think, no, we were supposed to meet in South Carolina, and she got sick. I think that was it. Then I met her at Pineapple Fabrics, and now she's not far up there in Virginia. So I'm going to meet her for lunch one day, and I still got to meet Cheryl Lemon. So, how is Myrtle Beach? I'm hoping pretty good because I'm going to be there in a week. I will drive around, take pictures, and let you see. But good job, Marcia, for remembering that. All right, so that's what we're working on. Now, first to start out today, because there's so much to show you, I'm going to cap off the ornaments and the stockings. I was making stockings for Mark and I. Nothing like waiting to the last minute. And here is the finished stocking. I'm doing one of these for me and one of these for Mark. Now, unfortunately, I didn't quilt the back, so the bell's a little heavy. What I'm going to do for that is I'm going to fill the bottom part with leftover bits of batting from quilting projects. You don't want to use paper. This will be stored in the attic in a Christmas box every year. And the heat from the attic and paper can attract, what are they called? Those little, but it can attract bugs. Let's put it that way. Also, paper has acid in it, and it will end up discoloring and eventually breaking down the fabrics. So, but I did do the quilting, put little pearls on it. I love this cuff. I wanted to make something a little more masculine than the normal jester cuff. And so mine is not quite finished, but it's almost there. But I just thought I would, and then I put just some satin roping to put it on the kind of like an earwig. They're these little, I've forgotten now, but, oh, I've seen them before. They will get into stuff. So then, I'm not sure if I showed you this or not, but I made this for Mark. Silverfish, Melissa, perfect silverfish. That's exactly what it is. So I made that for Mark since he likes his motorcycle. And a cheap Dollar Tree cutting mat for the stocking. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Then I took, remember I had those squares of plaid fabrics, the buffalo plaids and plaids, and for each person I made a little heart ornament. I made a bunch of those. These, I just didn't think I had shown you the finished product. Here is the ornament of Mark, and whoops, let me see, how can I do it so it doesn't have all the reflection? But it's Mark and I when we went, the screen is even reflecting on it. Oh well. But anyway, this is Mark and I when we went to Williamsburg in October. Then I took some balls and painted up these paper mache balls, painted them black. Then I had some really pretty poinsettia fabric. So thank you. And then I took and decoupaged, cut them out, and put them on the black ornament and made 3 of these. And the thing I'm the most tickled about from this year, let me bring this down a little bit. I got a mailer, a package in from Amazon, and it was it's, you know, they're trying not to use as many boxes because there's a box shortage, but they had this cardboard-like stuff that they seal around a package. I looked at that cardboard paper and said, I can do something with that. So here it is. It's like a 2-layer sealed cardboard. See, and I put my name and the year, and I turned them into rustic Christmas trees. I have 2 of them. The black one is Mark's, the red one is mine, and I made like 11 of these. Everybody got one of these. And I took and made them, I cut out, oh, hello. I cut out a free-form tree thing, wrapped them around, glued it, then wrapped them with the cheap twine, found some buttons to match the ribbon, found some trim that I had ordered, and made these. Aren't they cute? Hello, Kim Hicks. And, oh, can somebody read Russian? Oh, that's wonderful. Well, hello, we welcome you. So, okay, now, let me see. So those were the ends, the last few Christmas things that I hadn't shown you yet. And, okay, you lurk all you want, sweetheart. We're just glad to see you. Oops, let me make sure I didn't turn off my microphone. All right, I'm just going to show you a few of my mostly sewing related things. And Miss Jeannie, I am so rude. I have yet to send her a thank you note. Look what Miss Jeannie sent me in the mail for Christmas. Aren't these cute? You know, I love pink flamingos. Look at this. She sent me this wonderful set. And look at the little soft dish. I have got to write her a thank you note. Miss Jeannie, you are such a dear heart. That was so sweet. That was so sweet. So, love her to bits. My daughter knitted me some really soft wool socks. I can't wait to try them because, you know, especially when I come down here, this floor is cold. So that'll be nice. Then Santa brought me refill blades from Missouri Star Quilt. They had one of those sales. It was so incredibly cheap. It was like $10 for 10 blades. Are you kidding? So thank you, Santa. Then Santa brought me a pack of brand new paintbrushes because I'm really hard on paintbrushes. So he brought me some new paintbrushes. Yay. Santa brought me this copy, this is by Susan Brubaker Knapp from the Quilting Art Show, and it's Master Machine Stitching. It's all about thread painting, and that I am trying to learn more and more so I can teach you as much as possible. So this has been around for a few years, but I found it on a used bookseller, and I just opened it. It's not even hadn't even been opened. Very tickled. I also got a book, but now I'm not sure where I put it. But I got another book on thread painting because I want to be able to really teach you. Then my daughter, we were supposed to just do kitty presents, but oh my gosh, she got me the cutest thing. This is my other daughter, and she got me this garden room right there. It's like a miniature dollhouse. And oh my gosh, oh, thank you. I'm glad. I love telling my stories, so thank you. But I can't wait to make this. Have any of you seen these yet? They are incredible. I love anything miniatures. You know, I'm very much a child. And comes with a book. And then, are you ready? It comes with these pieces here. Okay? And she even sent me some really nice silicone glue. And then it comes with this accessory pack. Look at all of this. And then on this side, it has battery lights. So that there's a light in the house, and you can actually have your little dollhouse lit up. Is that the best? So I am so excited. Although she spent way too much, she would shame on her, but I love it. I love it. And then she sent Mark a wooden music box that moves while it plays memories, which love that from cats. So we're both going to sit and work side by side. We opened on Christmas Eve night. I tell you what, we didn't want to put them away. It was like, maybe we'll just forget Christmas and just start playing with these. Then Santa also, I've been having a terrible time with my arthritis. In fact, some of my fingers, I'm having a hard time straightening them. It's been a rough fall. He sent me these. You can plug these into the USB on your computer and it will warm up your hands. So he also got me some gloves, compression gloves that keep your hands warm. But for especially at night, oh, these are wonderful. So, but don't leave them on long. They get hot. So anyway, I just thought I would show you a few little things that I got that are just tickle me to no end. So, and these are going to be very nice. My daughter is such a wonderful knitter, and she makes her socks called Toes Up pattern. Look at this. This girl can just knit. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? So I'm very lucky. Now, so you would think that Santa was so good to me that I didn't need anything new. You would think, right? Well, then I happened to be looking at Missouri Star on December 24th when I was supposed to be cleaning the house. And they had their Missouri Star quilt shop snow globe on sale, like half price. It was $12. And I thought, oh my gosh, only $12? I need that. I really do need that. I saw somebody walk by. And today it's really dreary and rainy and chilly. And But anyway, when this came in the mail, it was so heavy. I got so excited. I thought it might be a little, are you ready for this? Look at this. Watch for sales, especially now since Christmas is over. I wonder if they'll have any sales. But oh my gosh, I love this. Look at the cutting table. Look at the fabric, the scissors, the ruler, the pin cushion. Look at the drawers open with the jelly rolls. Then look at the ironing board, little portable ironing board, the little tote. Look at this desk with the sewing machine. Look at this. Look at the chair. And then this bookcase. Look at the bookcase with the quilts and thread on top. Then the bolts of fabric, the iron, the baskets. Oh my gosh. And now I'm allergic to cats, but there's a kitty. But isn't that amazing? The level of detail in that. And I love collecting sewing things. But I bought this for myself. When I opened it, I got all choked up. Mark said, I'm so glad you bought that. And I got all choked up. I sent them a note and just said, you guys, I love you guys the best. This is so amazing. So I got lucky seeing that because usually I miss the best deal. But for $12, that was amazing. That was amazing. So that was a very good thing. I wish I had one for each of you. I tell you, if I could, I would send you each one because that's just the magic makes life so good. It really, really does. Let me bring this down just a little. I'm going to try to show you a few things it does. And, okay. I think it should work really good. Okay, and you'll notice there's a lot more light over here, so it should work well. All right, so now I told you about the Antique Pattern Library, Jody's shirting project. She did not ask for this. I offered it because she's doing, it's like thousands of pieces, and I thought, hey, well, I'll chip in. A friend of mine did that when she made a postage stamp quilt. She had like 5,000 pieces and didn't want any of them to be the same. Wow. So I said, hey, Jody, can we send you some shirtings? So, okay. Now that I'm speaking of Miss Jody, she sounds really good. She's busy. Wait till you see her latest in her matinee Monster Idol collection. Oh my gosh, you're going to love it just as much as I did. But she seems to be feeling good, so I think Miss Jody's in a good place. But I do have to say, and I put our breast cancer awareness scarf out there, keep your thoughts handy for Miss Alex Anderson. And she sent out a letter over the Christmas break, and she was diagnosed with breast cancer, right? She found out right before Thanksgiving. Like Jody, she also discovered it herself, went in to have it checked. And so be thinking about her. Jody will tell you that that's a journey to go through. Miss Cheryl will tell you. They are so wonderful. And so anyway, we just want to send our love to Miss Alex Anderson. And she's kind of private, so I don't know how much she'll share, but I was glad she let us know so we can send her all of our positive thoughts. So now let me see. So we talked about that. Don't forget about Thursday. We're going to just go landscape crazy. You seem to love landscapes the best. Oh, one more thing. The end of this month on the January 25th through 28th, their Mancuso show is having another one of their, let me see, they call it a virtual schoolhouse. And I love these. And if we can support them, hopefully they'll keep doing them. Because, oh, you were sad to hear about that. Yes. Oh, and a friend. We're going to keep your friend. What's your friend's first name? So those of you who do prayer thoughts, those of you who do heartfelt thoughts, keep Alex and Cheryl's friend in mind. And thank goodness for modern medicine. They're doing so many amazing things. So let's be glad they caught it early. Let's get this worked on. Carol. So now Alex and Carol are the two people that I would like for you to keep close in your thoughts while they face this journey. And I tell you, if you're lucky to live long enough, it's something that you just deal with. That I did. So mine was kidney cancer, but I was lucky to find out that my one remaining kidney is doing much better. So even though Christmas was very tempting, I was a good girl. So keeping that kidney healthy, because you know what? I got to stick around and keep y'all busy. So here is the pattern for the Myrtle Beach quilt party. Exploding heart. Oh my goodness. So I looked at this and I thought, okay, I like to take challenging classes because easy stuff I can do without, I've been quilting for 35, 40 years. It's been a long time. But when I go take a class, I want to learn something I don't know how to do. I'm going to be doing so many half square triangles. I am not going to believe it. So look at this. But there are things like this is a quarter square triangle with a white piece here. But see the two different colors there? So I thought, well, how do you figure out where to put this half square triangle block? So I'm going to be taking this class, and Keytruda, yes, good advice. Keytruda is one of the new class of drugs that help your body fight cancer. They help train your cells to go after, build up your immunity so that your body can do the fighting of any cells that might come up. Keep that in mind. Please let them know. Oh, good. Retired doctor. Very good. And Miss Jody, it was a game changer for our Jody. So thank you, Miss Jody. You're so caring. I tell you what, that's one thing I love most about women. They share, they care. And especially once we get of an age, it's like we're all in this together. And thank you for that. So look at this. Look at this chart. I'm going to have to keep up with this chart. Oh my goodness. I just realized I looked at this and thought, you know what? I'm going to take my flannel covered poster board so I can either put them where they belong or pin them onto it, because I think I'm going to need a little help keeping this straight. I'm glad to see that there's a blue heart on a pale blue background, because I have some amazing fabric I bought from Missouri Star Quilt Store, and it is beautiful batiks, and they're called Island Batiks Curiosity. Michelle Lang, hi, sweetheart. I'm going to have to stay organized. And organization is not my strongest suit. But anyway, this is what and before I even go, I have to cut out over 100 squares of fabric, and I think I have to, on 80 of them, I have to draw a diagonal line. I got some work to do this week before I even go. But one of the things I'm a little concerned about, the background that says you need 4 yards. I only have 3 yards of a beautiful turquoise background. So what I'm going to probably do is when I go to Myrtle Beach, hit some local stores and the vendors. They'll have a couple vendors there. See how close I can get to that turquoise. So anyway, I've got some work to do, and the fabrics I want to use, this lists them as fat quarters. I'm using 3 charm packs. So I'm going to have to figure out what size do I need to cut the squares. That's going to determine if I have the right fabric. But normally, I would have all this worked out by now. But I tell you what, time flies. And all right, so let's talk now. Oh, one more thing before I go to what we did last year. But I had this t-shirt, and it's just a t-shirt I got from Woman Within because I'm a substantial woman. Let's just leave it at that. And so I got this t-shirt, and I don't do well with long sleeves because I stay warm. So I cut the sleeves down to about a 2/3 sleeve. Then I drew with a pencil on the shirt, and I gathered up my sequins, and I sewed my sequins on one at a time. And I'd only use gray thread. I was not going to find and match the colors. I'm sorry. But even though you probably think, well, I would have tried to match them better, Deb, but from a distance, you can't tell. And with Deb, I'm a big believer. And if you can't see it from standing an appropriate distance, it doesn't matter. So I made this. I started it last year. And this year I finished it. So I was so excited. I love it. I wore it Christmas Day, or the day that my son came up here, which a couple days after Christmas. But now I've got to wash it. And I'm too afraid to throw it in the wash machine. So I will gently hand wash this little puppy. But I got so excited when I finished it. I couldn't believe it. Because I'm not known for finishing things, you know? All righty. So I guess first, I'll show you what I have on this table. And last February, we made 2 Valentine's projects. And you know, one of them I didn't find. Maybe it's upstairs in my, I have a Bombay chest in my hall, so it might be in there because I usually keep holiday themed. But we made this pillow. We also did a mosaic heart out of pieces of fabric. And I know some of you actually did those. Then we did this where I don't remember what month. It was probably June or July, where we painted the fabric, cut it into squares, mixed it up, and sewed it back together. And that is fun. This is just acrylic paint with a little bit of fabric medium on it, on a piece of white fabric. And what fun is this? I love it. Now the fabric, if you use acrylic paint, it will be a little thicker, but that's okay. Then Miss Jody tried very hard to teach me how to do a pet portrait. I'm not quite done on this, but I love it. Miss Jody is so talented, so very talented. But I love this, and this is my grommet, my heart dog, so I will be finishing this. All right. This is not something that we worked on during the show, but I told you about it. When I went to my November retreat, I started working on my son's wedding quilt. The son who's been married going on 6 years, I think. But anyway, I will get it done. I do promise. So I worked on that, so I thought, throw that in the pile. All right, this would make it more than 36, but I did work on that this year. Remember my Jenny Beyer quilt blocks that I made 22 years ago, and the colors ran because I spilled a soda on it, and when I went to wash it, the colors ran? Well, I decided I was going to finish that, so it's all done by hand. The blocks have 41 pieces to them, and it's all hand done. And I am going to finish this. It's now ready for the borders. And then I'm going to hand quilt it. And when I hand quilt it, I'll bring it on here and show you one more time about how I like to hand quilt. So I put those all together. Then this year, I worked on the Alex Anderson hand embroidery. And when I was sick, I had some tummy bug. When I was sick over Christmas, I picked it up and started working on it again. And I did 2 more circles, but here is the one that I was most recently working on. Yeah, I'm not quite finished up in here. But this is really sweet. And when I finish it, I'm going to frame it. So, worked on that. I started it late. I started it like January of last year. All right. Do you remember that this September, October, we worked on doll making? So here is one of the dolls. Here is my wood fairy doll. And here is my old man, because I tried using pantyhose to make a doll face, and it was the ugliest face I ever saw, so I turned it into an old man. um, then in November, I think, we did an exercise of taking a design out of pre-printed fabric and then embellishing it. So I did all kinds of hand and sewing machine decorative stitches. And I don't think I've added the beads yet, but I do want to add some beads. And then I put it in this frame. All right. Then I didn't want to bring down Mark's quilt, but I did indigo fabric dyeing. And to do the indigo fabric dyeing, I made a quilt, and Mark said, "Oh, I'd love that quilt." And so I made a king-size quilt for Mark. It's on the bed upstairs. So, but here is a sampler I made, because when I go and sell my fabric, my little charm packs of hand-dyed indigo, I want them to see how beautiful an indigo quilt can be. So I also made this year. And then right before Christmas, we did this Christmas tree quilt. And this was a fun and easy project. I have the pattern for free if any of you want it. You pick a background, you cut the long triangles, you fuse them on, then you zigzag them. And so I'm hoping to finish this. That is one thing that I have decided. I'm going to go back and finish all of this, because you know what? I really do love it. I'm very attached to it, and I love it. And I'm getting kind of tired of not having things completed. Now, she's finished. I'm just not sure what to do with it. But anyway, let me move this to this table, get this out of the way, so then I can show you all the things I've got pinned on the design board. All right. Now let me put my stocking here. And this amazing, amazing snow globe quilt. Okay, let me get that out of the way. I also started last year on the Alex Anderson. She gave this out for free because she's wonderful. And it's called Neutral Blooms. And I haven't finished this yet. I've got all of the borders and the rows, but what I'm doing is I'm hand appliquing down the flowers. Okay, so here are all the rows as I finish them. Before I sew them together, now she recommended you sew it all together and then do the applique, but I like appliquing by hand. But I did put marks on them so I can line them up so they'll all be even. So I will be finishing this year because I love this project. I absolutely love it. So that was one of this year's projects. And, you know, I did it on the show some. And so here on this, let me bring my new camera workings. I this year was really enamored with painting. And I got, in fact, for Christmas, I did get some more metallic acrylic paints. Always please write your name and date on your art. But I did this. I first quilted it, then came back in with acrylic paints, And I quilted it first with black thread, so it will really show the design up. Then I came back in and painted it. I loved it. I did this one too. And these are mandalas, which just means a circular pattern. Then here is, I used this one right here. I used stencils and acrylic paint to paint that one. Then this one is, these two top ones are my magnum opus. I absolutely love this feathered star. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. It was so much fun to do. All right. Then, I don't know if you remember, in the spring, we worked on flower baskets. In this basket, I showed how to weave a basket with fabric strips. And then we put some tulips on that one. Then at some point a little later than that, we did a balloon quilt just to do a quick and easy landscape. Then while we were doing the other flower basket, we did this one where I showed how to do a puffy 3D design flower quilt. And let me go ahead and pull this off so I can show you better. I showed how to do your own machine embroidery butterfly, and I did it on a stabilizer. So here, I want to finish these because I like the work I put in. And look how the pot looks real. Isn't that neat how it's stuffed? I love trapunto. And then two-sided leaves so that it gives a little bit more 3D. So I enjoyed that. Then I took a class from Anna Buzzolino, one of these virtual schoolhouse classes from Mancuso, and she taught us how to do painting on fabric. Isn't that beautiful? And then I said I wanted to teach y'all some things I had learned. So then I came in and did this design myself and painted this. So I'm really, really a fan. Oh, Diana has a question. Diana, does the acrylic paint make the fabric real stiff? Yes, it can. Now, if you do this, you put it on very, very light. When I did the one with the squares, it's very stiff. So if you don't want your fabric to be stiff, I would use Jacquard's Dynaflow, which is more like a fabric ink. But with this one, it's not too stiff because Anna Buzzolino was trying to teach us to be light-handed. I'm not very light-handed. I have to be honest. I tend to put things on pretty heavily. But this is not stiff. This is pretty soft. But depending on how thick you put the paint, and that's why you also need the paint medium. The paint medium will help it bond with the fabric. Okay? So we can also do more of these this year too. Now I'm going to turn it around to the other side. I don't know if anybody's been counting to see how many of these projects I actually did find, but okay. Now up here we did curved piecing. We were very interested in curved piecing. This quilt, I have other things put on top of it, but this was my out of this world curved piecing. Oh, thank you so much. And then this one I saw Angela Walters do a technique like this, where she did all this interesting background piecing or crumb piecing. Then she put a solid over it and cut out the solid and let the colors show through. So this is my granddaughter's quilt. Now I'm going to quilt it and give it to her. She loves butterflies. Then this year for Christmas, This was one of our curved Christmas. There's my genie. I was talking about your plates, beautiful lady. And so here's a curved Christmas tree we did with, again, the curved piecing. So easy to do curved pieces. You lay both fabrics up, pretty side up, and then and they overlap, and then you just take your rotary cutter and cut the curve. Then that way they will fit together. So this was a curved piece tree. You saw the triangle tree we did. While we were working on, let me move out of the way to let you see this one. While we were doing the reveal of like the butterfly, I thought, well, can we do, let me pull this, pardon me, let me pull this off because I want to show you the fish. And so I love this little fish quilt. And I haven't finished embellishing it, but I love all the different fish. And that was done by taking crumb quilting a piece of fabric, laying black fabric or yellow, any solid fabric over it. Here's purple. And then cutting out, sewing and cutting out to reveal the colors underneath. The background of this is all curved piecing, but I want to do more embellishing. Here is a puffer fish. So if you'll notice, he's stuffed with batting. So he looks more like a real puffer fish. So just a lot of fun. I think that those are the main ones I have today. Let me do something real quickly. Put this sideways. I want to show you, I have 2 new quilts on the wall. One of them is a Merry Mayhem. The big one in the background is a Merry Mayhem mystery pattern that I did with Jenny Beyer Fabrics. Wonderful star pattern. And then on top of it is a quilt I made at the Myrtle Beach Quilt Party about 10 years ago. And it's a wonderful light and dark star-shaped quilt. And we're keeping our Ukrainian flag up until they have their sovereign country back. So anyway, so that is that. And I don't know if you can see, but I've cleaned off so much of my room. I'm very, very happy because it had gotten really bad. Now, I'm going to bring the camera down just a touch and watch it stays. Isn't that magic? All right. And this was our main landscape quilt of last year. And we did a snow scene with trees, with a cabin, with a little creek. So this was our, oh, thank you. Luckily, it's the same camera, just on a better arm. All right. So I don't know how many projects that was, but it was all that I could find. I know for sure I didn't have the mosaic Valentine's heart. So now I want to show you, because Mark's been working really hard on this. I have a new light under that windowsill, so it helps give me more light. But watch what I can do here. Because we moved the camera stand, it looks like I have something on my lens. Let me see. Get my lens cleaned off. All right. Didn't quite get it. But now let me see, I can even get up higher or lower. I can pull you in closer or a little farther away. And I just have to unlatch. And then because of the new end of the camera arm, look, it stays put. But this, because we also moved where the camera arm was located, now I can really pull you in, because this is the area I do most of the work. And with the lighting, it really helps. Now let me try to turn, okay. And so, let me see. But I'm hoping you can tell this is going to be a huge, huge help. Look at this. You can see everything I'm working on. I can bring you in close, farther away. I'm so excited. But, oh, and we showed them, Jeannie, you touched my heart. Sending these, you sweetheart. Oh my gosh, you're so wonderful. And so I showed them this and said, I need to write her a thank you note right away because this, oh my gosh, Jeannie, it just, it just made my heart so happy. Thank you so much. Gosh, you're a sweetheart. So, okay, so now I've shown you what I can do over here with that arm and with the extra lighting. I'm going to put it back up, and now I can go in, bring it down like this, and now let's pretend that I want to show you something I'm sewing. So I loosen the arm, and I turn it like this. I can bring it down. Hold on. I'm trying to do this very carefully, not to hurt the arm, but look at this. Look at this. So when I'm sewing, I can bring you right in. Oh, Jeannie, you're just such a doll baby. I love them so much. And I told Mark I'm using them all year round, even though they had a little hat on. I said, I love those things. So I can show you right here as I'm working on something. But let's say you want a better view of what I'm actually sewing. Then I can bring them up. Oh, my beads. Yes, I will have to show you. I haven't worked on beads in a while. But I can bring you in right here. Look at this. And because of the new, look at that. Once I tighten it, leave it, it stays. So, I mean, I could be right here sewing, and you'll be able to see everything I do. So I am so excited. I can bring you back up like this while I'm sewing. And I can bring it like this. I mean, I can do just about anything now. Isn't that wonderful? So I'm very, very excited. And I think it's going to make such a difference this year. So what I'm going to do now is time for show and tell. And I want you to see what you have sent to me. So look how I can turn this camera around so easily. So let me turn off this light, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off this light. Boy, I've got lights everywhere. And look at this. Isn't this wonderful? I can really move this around. So, whoops. Now, I hadn't tried this yet, but I know I can do this. All right. So, let me get my camera. And, oh, look at that. Remember before, I used to have to hold it up because it wasn't quite in the right position. Isn't this great? Melissa got a new Juki. Which one did you get, Melissa? Yay for Melissa. Okay, thank you for telling me, Carol. That's wonderful. Okay, and Mary, don't worry. I will bring the bead making back. I promise. I've got a bag ready of some good. The 2010 Q. Yay. Oh, Melissa, I am so happy for you. You are going to love it. I love my Juki machines. I love them. And, I mean, you get some amazing features for such a good price. Yay. Diana's Sewing Adventures. Hello. Okay, here we go. Let's go see your wonderful show and tell. Aw, that's wonderful, Melissa. We are so... Hello, Diane's Sewing Adventures. Diane, does that mean you have a YouTube channel? Because if you do, I would love... You can put your a link to your YouTube channel, and that way people can check you out. All right, here we go. Let's go see our show and tell. We've got some good photos. Okay. I did a beginning of the year clean out, so if you miss seeing some things, I might have had to clean them out. Whoop, let me turn this around now. All right, so here, you remember Miss Alexis, she's been busy, and she's got a show she's going to be attending and selling her things coming up in March. So send her some very good thoughts that she is such a talented hand embroiderer. So here is one of hers. Here is another one. And here is a combo. I love these. Love, love, love them. Let me see if I can bring this up a little bit bigger. There you go. Isn't that wonderful? So thank you, Miss Alexis. Now let's see who is next and sending things in. Brenda. Let's see. Oh, and I love it. Brenda sent a picture of herself. I love seeing what you look like. And here, look at this wonderful quilt. And she put a saying on it. Oh, this is her, you know what this is? This is her label that she's putting. Made and quilted by Brenda. And in the year, June through August. Oh, I love that label. Wonderful. And then labeled exactly what she did on it. That's fantastic, Brenda. And let's see what else Miss Brenda has done. Oh, I love this. So isn't this beautiful? And this is that quilt that she had the label from, Reflections. Isn't that wonderful? Looks like she did some hand painting, a lot of applique work, just beautiful. And you ready to see our Miss Brenda? Isn't she sweet? I love her. Thank you for including that photo because we love seeing the artist. And that is a beautiful quilt, Reflections. I can't believe you did that in 2 months. That's amazing. I'd be lucky to do that in 2 years. Then Miss Carol, I have a few things. Oh, you know what? Miss Carol wanted to know. As soon as we finish show and tell, I'm going to go double check that we got her new stuff. I love her drawings and her paintings and then thread art over them. Look at this. Very, very talented lady. I looked at these to get some of the ideas to finish my Alex Anderson hand applique quilt. Beautiful work. Beautiful, Miss Carol. I think that might be the last one. I'll tell you what, hold on just a second. Let me turn you this way for just a second and let me check her email that she sent because I love showing your pictures. So hopefully you won't mind waiting just a moment so we can get them. Okay. It says it's still bringing in some new. Okay. All right. Let me bring this down. And, nope, I'm not seeing it here yet. Oh, wait a minute. It might be in this. Oh, this is wonderful. Okay. Oh, this is great. Okay. This is great. I want to show you some things without showing you people's mailing. Look at oh, this is so exciting. Okay, why is this making it a little difficult? Let me turn this around. This is Miss Jody's. This is her shirting quilt process. Let me see how close I can get it to show you what shirting fabrics look like. So hopefully you can see what shirting fabrics look like. That is a lot of progress. Thank you for showing us that. Now I'm going to bring this back away because don't want to show you people's email addresses. I just want to show you the beautiful work. Here's a close-up. Oh, wow. This will show you what shirtings are. I was talking about regular patterns and not bright colored flowery patterns, but simple stripes, geometrics, things, some flowers, but they're more in a geometric pattern. So does this help answer your question? This is a beautiful collection of shirtings. And if you'll see, it's just the colors I was telling you. White, off-white, cream, um, tan, beige. Beautiful. That is wonderful. It reminds me of Alex Anderson's neutral quilt. Okay, now let me go back to, I have a quilt, wonderful quilt from Alberta. Let me bring this up. Okay, I think if I cover this, it'll work. All right. Look at this quilt that Alberta made for her daughter. Isn't that wonderful? All right. Now I'm going to turn you back this way. I would rather show these even if I have to do contortions. Oh, this is wonderful. Okay, look at this. This is a t-shirt quilt that she did. Alberta, you can tell them, but I have a feeling you put a fusible interfacing on the back to stabilize them because your blocks lay so flat and so pretty and have taken the quilting beautifully. That is wonderful. We are women of the word. Oh, that is so wonderful. Okay, that is terrific. Let me see if she put any more writing about it. Let me take that down. She made this for local, local church. That's wonderful. She made that for a church. Okay, now, Robin, and I did get your email, Miss Carol, so I'll be showing you that. Robin brought up sent in a couple pictures. Oh, look at this landscape that Robin did. Oh my goodness. I wish. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. It is amazing. The depth and detail on this is superb. Oh, there's a birdhouse and a bird on the birdhouse. But look at the birch trees, all the flowers. Oh, Robin, way to go. And I love that she used a wood-like fabric to frame it. Because you know what? It is a work of art. I'm glad she frames it like a work of art. Let me see. I think Robin sent one more photo. This is one. Oh my gosh. Robin, where have you been all lives? This is amazing. Robin, wow. Look at the bears. There's a bear in the tree and the bears. Oh, this is wonderful. Look at the water, the stream going by, or the river, and rocks, and plants, and trees. That is beautiful. And I'm so happy that even though she used patterned fabric, it wasn't just a cutout. It was to give the feeling of, she made her own bears. This is wonderful. Way to go, Robin. Oh, I would applaud, but then it would make too much noise on the microphone. Okay, so I'm going to come back and move this back. Now, let's see what Miss Carol said. Miss Carol is an amazing artist. Let's see. I don't know how it could get much better. Oh, my goodness. Okay, Miss Carol, I feel very inferior right now. Hexagons are still on my, I would rather eat worms than do a hexagon quilt. But this is so tempting. It is beautiful. Can you tell people whether you did English paper piecing or what method you used? That is gorgeous, Miss Carol. Look at all the colors. I love it. I love that she made them into bigger triangles. So it came, here is the hexagon, but she triangulated the edges. That is wonderful. Now let me see the next one Miss Carol sent. Y'all are something else. I tell you. Oh, beautiful. I love this. So it looks like it was very charm pack friendly. Man, some of your fabrics. In fact, didn't you use some of these fabrics in your Christmas block quilt from a year ago? They are beautiful. I'm a real softie for anything with metallic look accents on it. That's gorgeous. Okay, now let me see what else you got. I'm glad you sent these because, honey, I hadn't gotten them before. So I'm glad. Oh, actually, I might have gotten them. I've had 1,000 emails pile up over Christmas. Oh, look at this. That means that looks done. Whoa, that is amazing. I love it. Very, very good job. Piano keyboarder. Love the piano keyboarder. And that's really sharp how she did a mini inner border of black to set off the piano keys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow, you guys, y'all are something else. Okay, I think I have, let me make sure I have all of these. And I think I did. Yay. Okay, so thank you so much for sending me those. Now, and I'm not done. I'm going to now just drop this back down and go back to, all right. And now we're back at Carol's. Trying to move this in just a little. I'm still learning to use this, but boy, it's working out pretty good so far. So I think I showed you all of Miss Carol's. So now we'll go back and I'll come back to mine. But here I left this up for Miss Debbie because I thought, boy, if you're talking about a beautiful quilt to start the new year, that is it. Isn't that beautiful with the batiks? You know, sometimes we forget about batiks, but they are magical. I love it. Way to go, Miss Debbie. All right, now let's see. Now we're going to go to Diana B. And I left this picture up in her folder because I wanted to make sure that I oohed and awed. And you know what? She has one where she's completed and has the snowflakes and stuff around. And I'm not sure what I did with it. But anyway, here is our illustrious designer, Diana Bicknell. And boy, did she do an outstanding job of designing this for us this year. Oh, that was amazing. We got more requests for that pattern than any other pattern we've ever done. And then here is Miss Dolores's. She is a professional quilter. She takes on commissions from people. She does shows, craft fairs and shows. She's so talented. Look at that dog. Doesn't it look, you could just reach out and pet that pup. What a talented lady. Okay, and this, she lives in a wonderful antique house, and she needed to cover the vanity top. And look what she did. Those are painted. She painted those koi. Is that amazing? I love it. And here is a class she's taking where she's using all different kinds of scraps to do a collage eagle and then coming in here with thread and making that eagle come alive. Beautiful, beautiful, Miss Dolores. Pardon me. Now, let's see who's next. Miss Jody. All right. Miss Jody was showing us, oh, she saw this and fell in love with it. Isn't that wonderful? Okay. She saw it in a shop. A bunch of little 9 patches. Just wonderful. Look at that. Tiny, tiny little 9 patches. Here is her block of the month from the quilt show. Look at this wonderful block of the month Christmas quilt. I think it was a European design. Look at this. She came home and started. Not only is she working on this amazing shirting quilt, but she saw that quilt and said, I have to do it. There she goes. I love having our Miss Jody back to feeling good and producing because she is incredible. Circa 1889 patch. Love it. There, and there's another view of the mix of shirting fabric. Shirting fabrics just have their own look. Now, look at this one. Just when I think I have my favorite in her series of Matinee Monsters, then she comes up with the new one and I fall in love all over again. Is Miss Jody the most talented portrait artist? Look at that. That is incredible, Miss Jody. Incredible. So we do, in fact, here, let me see. This is a good day to show some of her incredible works. Look, there's Frankie. Isn't he amazing? There is a vampire. The vampire. I think that's Bela Lugosi. Look at Bride of Frankenstein. You can see that actresses. You know exactly who you're looking at. Isn't that amazing? So talented. Here's the werewolf. You can even see the anguish, the look of anguish in his eyes. Look at the swamp monster. Is that the coolest? Jody no wonder we love her so much. She just makes us smile and we're in awe. I'm not sure what all of this. Oh, that's the quilt we sent to our Jody. Okay. And this is how she started the Wicked Witch. The Wicked Witch who had been a kindergarten teacher before going into acting. Okay, so let's go back to the photos and see who's next. We have Miss Mary sent some great photos. And she has two here. This one she's calling either bird or bird's nest. I love Miss Mary has an affinity to collage quilts. And I don't have this ability to just let myself go and just put things together and start designing them. I think that is amazing. And then let me see. Here it is again. I just love it. So it's like she is finding her inner artist. And I think it's marvelous. Way to go. Then she also worked on that curvy, and look at her curves are wonderful. And I love how she used a fuzzy yarn to add the soft snow on her curvy Christmas tree. And I might point out, there's a little bunny down here. Is that the cutest? And I love how she used the little bits of, it looks like part of the fluffy yarn to do the snow coming down. So, and here's one more. I wish I knew how to, hold on. I want to get rid, there we go. I got rid of the preview so you can see her cute bunny. But look at, she added trees. She took it another whole layer from what we started. So that's wonderful. Her moon looks like it's got some little bit of stuffing underneath to really bring out its shape. So love it, Miss Mary. You keep working because you do amazing things. Then I just wanted to show Miss Marcia because she's an amazing crocheter. There it is. I was waiting for it to come into focus. Isn't that beautiful? So we love what Miss Marcia does besides making us all feel welcome and cozy here. Mary Zaire got back in touch with me. I hope she's doing well. And I love this crazy quilt that she did. A stained glass crazy quilt. Love it. Okay. Let's see what else. Melanie didn't realize that we had unofficially named the puppy in the snow globe quilt Willow after her dear Willow. So she's been doing puppy classes and just spending time loving up on this dear girl. And Miss Willow's 6 months old now. She's growing up. And here's Miss Melanie with her dog. She said it's the best thing she ever, well, her husband gave it to her as a gift. Best thing they ever did of late. That's wonderful. So way to go, Miss Melanie, and we love our Willow. Okay, who is next? But I would love it if you would send in pictures to OurTimeToQuilt at twc.com, and we will share yours during show and tell. This is from a dear friend that we have who lives in Turkey. Her nickname is Meltem, and so we wanted to just thank her once again for sharing her incredible work. This is an improv quilt she has, and there's a little boy here blowing bubbles, and she just was reminding everyone to take time for the small joys in life. And then she's worried about the climate and the oceans. And look at this beautiful quilt she did to remind us that there are beautiful animals living in those oceans, to take care of them. Thank you, Meltem. I want to send out a shout out to Danielle from France, if she's able to still watch. They had stopped doing the translations. So I'm hoping they'll start back up because we miss her. This is from a lovely lady, Miriam, from Israel. And look at her. I love her work. She has a voice and a sense of humor. And I just love watching her. This is so cute. Look at these little miniature yarn baskets. Isn't that great? What a sense of humor. So we love our Miss Miriam, and we hope we see her again. I thought she had one more, but nope, that was that. Okay. We hope we see Miss Miriam again soon. Okay. This is a woman, Nancy Lynn, who also has a YouTube channel called So Euphoria. And these are some pictures she sent in recently of some collage landscapes she's been working on. I love it. I love all the thread painting too. Look at this. It's an underwater scene. It's wonderful. Lots of creativity and imagination. And she's got a wonderful heron portrait. I love the way she did the sea grasses, the dune grasses. Wonderful. And I'm not sure what this is going to be yet, so I'm really curious to keep watching this. So thank you so much, Miss Nancy Lynn. All right, now we're going to look up Miss Nazrin. I wanted to show you this because I want to make a pattern of this for us to work on next year. I think that is so cute. I love it. And I asked her if we could borrow that image, and she said, absolutely. That's what sharing is about. We're going to try to do a multiple piece work this year. So put on your thinking caps and we'll design it. Then she showed some beautiful ornaments that she's made, and I thought I would show them to you one more time. Look at this polar bear quilt. How cute. And I absolutely love embellishing quilts. Look at this. That's been the thing I've enjoyed doing the most this year, is embellishing. Okay. I'm hoping to try some kind of English paper piecing this coming up year. Oh, wait till you see. Well, we know that Polly has been busy working on this Kira Kitely quilt. No, wait a minute. Sharon Kitely quilt. I think it's beautiful. And here she's got the borders almost ready to go on. Then she went on YouTube. There is so much information out there. This is an actual woven fabric quilt. Is that exquisite or what? Look at that. Beautiful. I love how Miss Polly is, she had just taken to quilting to like a duck to water, and she is making some beautiful, beautiful art. Thank you, Miss Polly, for sending that. That looks like a satin fabric. The colors, it's beautiful. And you know that's called tumbling blocks. I actually saw a mosaic tile art in Pompeii that was tumbling blocks. So that's an ancient pattern, and you've done it beautifully. Okay, now let's see who else. Miss S.J. from England. We love our Miss S.J. And I just thought, I know these are Christmas, but it was so pretty. And her little village they visited is so beautiful. I just had to show it again. Look at that shop window. How beautiful. Isn't that just charming? I wish I could wiggle my nose and be there. That is beautiful. And then this is a Tudor age pub, and they had dinner. It's now a restaurant, and they had dinner in it. Tudor age, remember, 1500s. So isn't that amazing? I love it. I love it. The old cross. So one day I'm going to visit England, and hopefully I will meet Miss S.J. in person. Our B, I would love to meet from England. Oh, so many people. Okay, then Miss Sue, let's see. Oh, this is one of our new members who's wanting to learn landscape quilting. And I love what she did here. She wants to recreate this picture. She divided it into basically 16 equal rectangles. And that is the way to do it. Break it down. That way you draw just what's in this square. You actually, you would take your fabric, your foundation fabric, and you would divide it into the same 16 rectangles. Doesn't have to be the same size, just 16 equal rectangles. And then on that, you just draw just what you see in this frame, just what you see in this frame. It's a way of dividing and conquering so that you can make it into a beautiful landscape. So this is what she's hoping to come up with, and she said that she would stick around with our landscape so that she can get a good feel for how we do the landscape. So that's beautiful. All right, thank you, Sue. Now, I think that is it except for my pictures, so I'll go back. It was a busy Christmas. And you know what? We never took a picture of that bat. That's a shame. Now that the fear is over, I would have liked a picture of that bat. Now, where is my folder, latest photos? Here it is. Okay. So I was very proud this year that my sourdough rolls came out beautifully. They rose so good, and they were so tender. It was wonderful. All right. We had that cold snap that went around the country, and Mark had drained the hose and turned off the water. But if you look, that is an icicle from the hose. Thank goodness he did what he did, or we would have had some burst pipes. Oh, this is a pizza stone. I've had this thing for 30 years, and it's showing it. These were a couple of my ornaments that I made for my one daughter, Katie, up in Eastern Shore, Maryland. This is a quilt that I saw in the AQS magazine that I want to make this year. I just love it. So I've got to go on a little hunt for fabric. Here is my grandson, Evan. He's 15. My daughter, Becky. Me, Mark, and my granddaughter, Charlie. And this is Christmas Day. This is our Christmas tree this year. I actually got it done. And this is my daughter's Christmas. She said this is the best time of the whole year because the tree's decorated, the house is decorated, stockings are full, all the presents are wrapped and in their right places and waiting for Santa and Christmas morning. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. Then there are her two children for the Christmas portrait. And Charlie's 18 now, Evan's 15. They're growing up so fast. This is my grandson, Russell. He's 3.5. He'll be 4 in March. My grandson, Donnie, is 2. So 2 and 3. Here they are at church. Then here is my daughter, Becky, holding Russell when he came down for a visit. And this is the binding tool star quilt I made for my daughter. And that she loves that. Then here we are. I'm here. Grandpa, he had his train set up so the grandsons could see it. This is my daughter-in-law, Nikki, who I love, and my daughter, Becky. This is in our living room when they got here a couple days after Christmas. And so here we all are. And they loved that train. That train was a hit. And here we are again. And we've got some of the baked goods out and the snacks and a little bit of relaxing that evening. Okay, Mark and I are watching the Rail Cowgirl and introducing the boys to a Norwegian train, and they loved it. We got so excited watching it together, trying to give those boys some memories. Here I am reading How the Grinch Stole Christmas to Russell and Donnie, and 2 of the pups are in bed with us. And here I am teaching Russell how to paint with watercolors. We've got the Christmas decorations up back here. We had such a good time. It's hard to teach a 3-year-old how not to double dip. But we had fun. Then here they are sleeping in the guest room. They're just so sweet. And here we are, my son Christopher, Donnie, Russell, my dear daughter-in-law Nikki, Mark, and me. This is right in front of our fireplace. Okay. Then there's my son Christopher. He had his hair cut and his beard trimmed. He took off the woolly mammoth look. This is my granddog Buford, my granddog Henry, my daughter resting the night before Christmas. That's a special magic time. You've done everything you can do, and now it's just wait and see. So here they are. The boys, Santa came to their house. They're pretty lucky there. There they all are. My son, beautiful Nikki, Russell and Donnie. And what a neat Santa. Oh, my favorite, the Grinch. I adore the Grinch. Let me see. That's all of them. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me close this back and come back to y'all. So there we are. Let me turn this camera around. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to be so careful. Thursday night, I accidentally lost the internet. Lost the feed. I don't know how. So anyway, but doesn't that arm work so much better? Yay, Mark. What a success that is. Okay, I'll bring this down a little bit. And look, it stays. I can move it around and it stays. So he said, these things weren't meant to do all this. But you know what? Sometimes we need them to do it. So, all right, everyone. I think I've covered everything. I hope that you enjoyed today's retrospective of 2022. I tell you, all in all, it ended up a pretty good year. and we're all in a great place to start 2023's creativity. I think this year is going to be phenomenal. I can't wait. So thank you to everyone who made so much of this possible. All of your ideas, your inspiration. You're amazing. You really are. Thank you for being on this journey with me. I don't know how I would have made it without you. And continue to send us photos. Mary Zara's here. Oh, how wonderful. Yay. Oh, fantastic. And our Jeannie. Gosh, I'm so tickled to see our Jeannie. She is a dear heart. Mary Zara was grandchildren 2 months apart. But anyway, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I can't wait to to share more creativity with you this year. I'll be looking far and wide for great new ideas for us. Maybe not 36 brand new ideas, but we'll work hard. So I thank you. The bat's out of the house. We all got well, and we can't wait for the rest of the year to start. I just need to keep Mark I got to tell you, Mark put up 3 thread holders in my frame room so I can finally display all of my threads and know what I actually have. Yay! So thank you so much for spending this time with me. Take good care of yourself, because you can't take care of others until you've taken care of yourself first. So Happy New Year to all of you. I love you all. You're the best. Thank you. I thank you to Miss Carol and Miss Marsha for being our moderators. Thank you for everyone who sent pictures. And I wish everyone a great beginning for a wonderful new year. See you Thursday night. And next Sunday it'll be an evening show, because I'll be having a show from my hotel room at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Yay! So see you Thursday night and then next Sunday evening. And my leg just cramped up, so I better sign out real fast. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care. You're the best. You are the best.